Let's face it, everyone wants to be seen, from kids showing off crayon scribbles to their parents to employees hoping for that one compliment from the boss. We all crave a little pat on the back. It's human. But in the age of social media, that craving has evolved into a full-blown addiction for some. Enter Michelle Blexo, also known as Michelle the Bartender. Once a humble service industry worker making relatable TikToks about her shifts, she is now one of the most jaw-dropping examples of how validation chasing can send you tumbling headfirst into the rabbit hole of oversharing, self-sabotage, and social media notoriety. What started out as casual storytelling soon morphed into a digital reality show starring herself, and unfortunately, her young son. This is the wild ride of Michelle's TikTok rise and spectacular implosion. Michelle wasn't always known for controversy. In fact, her earliest videos were simple, lighthearted, and surprisingly wholesome. Viewers got a peek behind the bar, the chaos of a Saturday night, the wild customer stories, the ups and downs of the service industry. Then came the shift. Somewhere along the line, the applause from strangers online became louder than the voices of reason around her. What once was an outlet became her identity. Michelle didn't just bartend anymore, she was the bartender. She wasn't just a content creator, she was the main character in her own drama series, and TikTok was her stage. But the thing about constantly being the main character, eventually the plot turns against you. Oversharing is Michelle's second language, and not just about herself. Her toddler son, Ryder, was quickly roped into the content mill.
Juice?
No. This one.
That is great.
He's 3 years old, yet he's been featured in more TikToks than some influencers' entire careers. We're talking full-on potty training updates, meltdown montages, and bath time confessions. There's no moments left for them, just content. She once told a story detailing exactly how long her toddler had been pantsless post-shower and whether he had pooped yet. You know, just the kind of thing every child dreams of having immortalized online.
My son is potty training, so we let him walk around the house without any pants on. And we just took a shower, right? So I washed his behind. He did not go number 2 after we got out of the shower. I know that because he hasn't had any pants on the whole time, and his potty hasn't had any number 2 in it, right?
Ryder isn't just a kid anymore, he's a prop, and worse, he's growing up with the entire internet as a third parent. That's not quirky or cute, it's disturbing. If there's one consistent theme in Michelle's videos, it's this. She's convinced she's famous, not mildly known or locally popular. No, she genuinely believes she's some kind of celebrity icon. According to her, she can't walk into a bar, a grocery store, or even a chain restaurant without someone whispering, "It's Michelle." She claims bar patrons line up not for drinks, but for the opportunity to take pictures with her. Her co-workers, irrelevant. Her employers, lucky to have her. She once recounted a story where every customer refused to order from other bartenders until Michelle was free to serve them. Instead of jumping in to help her overwhelmed coworker, she watched it unfold like she was on the red carpet. Her takeaway? I know I did this to myself. You think?
I've always told y'all where I work. When I started there, I only had maybe 20,000 followers.
When Michelle was let go from her bar gig, she posted a video framing the decision as some kind of catastrophic mistake by the bar. Why? Because she brought the college crowd. She was the face of the brand. According to her, firing Michelle was like Starbucks discontinuing coffee, except she wasn't the only one fired. In fact, most of her coworkers were still very much employed. But Michelle's version of the truth didn't leave room for them. Everything is a Michelle-centric universe. Everyone else, just NPCs in her story arc.
I will not be sharing my schedule anymore with y'all, it's not because I don't love you. It's because of the amount of volume of people that have come in, and it's overwhelming for me. I can't do it, but I do love you guys. Y'all have shown all the love. The bartenders that I work with on Saturday nights, they're used to this stuff. We had a newer bartender work for one of the veteran bartenders that I always close with. It was 3 deep at the bar, and he looks at the first person. Hey, what can I get for you? And they were like, we're here from TikTok. We know Michelle from TikTok. And he's like, cool, whatever. So they're used to it. He moves down to the next person. What can I get for you? And they're like, we know Michelle from TikTok, so we're gonna wait for her to be able to serve us. He went all the way down the bar. That's what everybody said. So he backs up and he's like, hey, does anybody here want a drink from anybody besides her? And I'm sitting there at the well making a bunch of like something fruity drinks, literally 3 deep at the bar. Nobody said anything.
Michelle's oversharing doesn't end at work, yet her entire family life is one giant open book. Co-parenting struggles, online, custody arrangements, TikTok fodder, her toddler's desire to see his dad, turned into an emotional monologue about how much he must hate staying with her. It's not enough that her child says he wants to see his other parent, something totally normal. No, Michelle warps it into a tragedy with herself cast as the rejected, suffering mother. But don't worry, she bounces back when she talks about her boyfriend. That's right, the same boyfriend she allegedly wanted to keep private until she suddenly needed content. Then came the house tours, flower bouquets, morning routines, and his chore list. And the only thing missing was his social security number. Michelle expressed total outrage when someone exposed the identity of her boyfriend. She called it an invasion of privacy. And to be fair, nobody deserves to be doxxed. But here's the thing. You can't upload hours of content about someone and expect people not to become curious. You can't say he cooks, he cleans, he folds laundry, he basically lives here, and then act shocked when someone connects the dots. It's not doxing when you practically hand out a scavenger hunt to your viewers. One of Michelle's most controversial videos involved a woman who regularly came to the bar and only ordered water. Harmless, right? Not to Michelle. She labeled this customer crazy water, mocked her appearance, speculated that she lures men into her basement, and even commented on the woman possibly being on the spectrum before backtracking with, not that I think she is. Yeah, that's not how this works. Michelle thought she was being funny. The internet disagreed. The backlash was swift and deserved. Making up conspiracies about a real person and mocking their behavior publicly isn't content, it's harassment. Just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, Michelle dove headfirst into spiritual conspiracy territory. She told her millions of followers to skip the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show because, according to her FYP, demons were coming through the television. Yes, demons, via Beyonce, or Kendrick Lamar, or maybe both. Michelle cited unnamed Christian creators who claimed God told them to warn everyone. Then she dropped the totally fake stat that Elon Musk spent $40 million on ads to spread a message at the Super Bowl. No sources, just vibes. And after all that, she watched the whole game. Oops. When people called her out, she kind of apologized, then backtracked again. Maybe that message was just for me, she said. Unfollow me if you don't like it. We've heard of Fairweather fans. Michelle is a Fairweather prophet. Michelle truly believes. She's a social media mogul, a spiritual guide, a bartender savant, a misunderstood mom, and a TikTok martyr, all rolled into one. The tragedy is that she used to be relatable. Now she's stuck in a feedback loop of ego and algorithm. She posts, people react. She posts more extreme things. The cycle never ends. The irony? In chasing validation, she's alienated coworkers, embarrassed her child, and even lost job opportunities. This isn't the fame she thinks it is, it's digital burnout in slow motion. Michelle's story isn't just about one woman spiraling on TikTok, it's about what happens when social media rewards the loudest, most chaotic voices. It's a cautionary tale about the cost of constant exposure and what happens when your life becomes your brand. Michelle wanted to be seen, but now she's being watched, and maybe that's the scariest part. If you made it to the end of this video, first of all, thank you. You're a real one. Make sure to leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and comment below, especially if you caught that part where Michelle tried to spiritually cleanse the Super Bowl. What did you think about that moment? Do you think it was sincere or just another grab for attention? And hey, let me know. Do you think people like Michelle need a break from the internet, or are they just a product of it? I'll be down there reading every single comment. See you in the next one.